with me. I say, this isn't fair, which is something you would say if your brother got, or your sister got the corner piece of the cake, the one with more frosting. You would say, this isn't fair, but that you shouldn't say that in your 40s. This isn't fair. You shouldn't say in your 40s. But here's why it didn't stop there. The woman who had taken her place in front of us.
His third strike was a moving violation? He's got life in jail? This isn't fair. Doing 50 and a 45, he's in life, and this isn't fair.
Right. She turned back and she said, you'll get over it.
Oh.
Thereby ensuring that I would never get over it. Right? Because she shoved it in my face and trivialized it, even though it was trivial. But she further trivialized it.
Juan Carlos in '68 with the fist up in the air. You were on that stand in Mexico City. You felt it.
Yes, I felt
you
it.
had the power.
The adrenaline was surging.
You were going to coach track at Santa Monica High School in 30 years from now.
Here's the thing about
Juan Carlos is now, by the way.
Here's the thing about being crazy. I think it was John Carlos or Juan.
Someone needs to tweet a photo of Gary's head superimposed on John Carlos, but his head's down, so you got to get good with it.
And there's a lot of carriages.
Yeah.
Abandoned carriages all around me. And so she says this, you'll get over it. But I can't get over it. But I tried to count to 10. This is what I'm saying. When I do these crazy things, like you've seen me go crazy.
Yes.
It seems perfectly...
You pile drive me like Greg the Hammer Valentine at Nassau Coliseum. Jesus Christ.
And then Pedro pulled his shorts down.
Yeah, I was a souffled off the top rope.
Oh, God.
I was a part of the Gary Gullman Hawk and Animal Road Warrior set. You could play at home with your friends. Kya! Throw them through walls.
Wouldn't George the Animal Steele have a better chance of winning the Senate in Connecticut than Linda McMahon? I feel.
If he had the green
Biting
tongue.
the turnbuckle, as simple as it is, huge.
Yeah.
Huge to a kid. Here was a guy who would not take anymore. He bit the turnbuckle. All right.
This is a man who would not take attention, you screwheads. He was up for the role of Travis Bickle, George the Animal Steele.
He would have been too on the nose.
This is amazing. Don't hang a lantern on that part.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So...
You'll get over it.
Yeah, she says, you'll get over it. And I tried to count to 10, then I got to 7. I swear. I got to 7, and I was like, I'm not getting over it in 3. So I abandoned the countdown, and I said, I'm not over it. Guess what? I'm not over it. And I flanked her with my basket. I went around her right.
Yeah. All right, Patton. Just explain what happened.
I'm just trying to...
Different Patton. Wow, two Pattons in one podcast. General Patton.
And she was not going quietly into that good night either.
No, she's a Hessian.
she pushed my basket, crushing my lentil chips. And
this is the most unmanly, manly thing I've ever heard in my life. So I decided to fight. My lentil chips get crushed. I'm like, oh, so yeah? You want a piece of this? Hold my tutu.
I take the advantage. I'm ahead of her, and she realizes that she's been out crazied, and she says, she said 2 things. One, she said, "You've made me late for work," which is 2 reasons why that's wrong. 1, I'm only 1 person ahead of you, and 2, you're not going back to work with frozen food.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You're not going back to work with where do you... So I said, and mind you, I had lost the crowd. There was no way this was going to get a laugh.
You're like Rich Voss in a black room.
Right. I had lost the crowd when I said this isn't fair.
I know the struggle. Yeah. You're like, what? I'm a millionaire.
So I said, this is really bad. I said, you're not going back to work. Where do you work? The freezer store? Which is
I like it.
But it's not a place. I should have gone with Ice Capades or the ice cream truck, something like that.
Celentanos?
Yeah. Thank you.
Where do you work? Celentanos?
Yeah.
Where do you work? Bird's Eye?
Yeah, Bird's Eye. See? Bird's Eye. That would have been perfect.
That's your
I'm
third
glad
tag.
I'm glad we workshopped it.
Use it.
So
like a couple of yentas, you and I.
But I felt I wasn't gonna get a good. I wasn't gonna get a good laugh.
Hold on a second.
No matter what I had said.
I want to dissect this for a second.
Why would an appliance
I know
store
you're
only
hot.
sell freezers?
But why would she need frozen food to go back to her job at the freezer store to see if the freezers at the freezer store were operating properly?
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, you know what? I don't even know if we're selling properly working freezers. Let me go.
By the way, it wouldn't work because they only plug in like one of them.
Yeah, well, that's the one you test out. So let me go to the store, get some frozen food. I'll be right back.
Right.
Unless some asshole cock blocks me in line, I'll be back here with about a half dozen skinny cows.
Or how about the idea that the
you know
ice?
what? Just time me.
Talking about the freezer store?
Yeah, because we keep trampling all over it.
But Jay, the Ice Capades also wouldn't
Oh, I didn't
wouldn't
get-
have been a good one because one, it's been defunct since
Yeah.
'96.
No, it's up and running. Jojo Starbuck, bro. That's how I knew my son might be a
that
little
was
gay.
Terry. That was Terry Bradshaw's.
When they introduced Jojo
Wife.
Starbuck, my son was 5. He stood up and gave a round of applause. No, I have no idea why. At Long Beach, he was 5. My oldest boy, Jackie. They go, he's completely still the whole show.
Saul used to take my mother and I to.
Of course, which Saul? Saul the 14th, Philip of Macedon's father. You know. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, Jojo Starbuck, and my 5-year-old just goes.
Wow.
Like fucking Atticus Finch just said, "That's all, Your Honor." He just stood up with authority.
Wow.
All right, so where do you work? The freezer store?
Where do you work the freezer store? Silence. I get nothing. And then
Burger.
oh, and then Jay, she says, that's how it works here. You can leave your cart in New York City. But
You
no.
are New York City.
First of all,
You're the worm that sticks his head out of the apple.
yeah, I live in New York City. No, thanks, I'm good. But that's not how it works in New York City. First of all, isn't that the you ain't from around here boy card? Which isn't even a card anymore.
You ain't from around here, are you, boy?
Would it be funny if there was an actual race card
Yeah.
that you could pull out if you were that race and
Frank,
play it?
Friendly Frank works at the Irvine Improv. He's a black guy does security, and he also does.
Okay.
And he's not physically large,
Yeah.
but he wears black gloves. And I go, "Why do you wear black gloves?" He goes, "Man, nobody wants to fuck with you if you put a black gloved hand on their shoulder in the middle of a show. They get freaked out. They
a
don't
great
know I weigh
point.
170 pounds." I go, "I need you to stop talking." And I got this OJ glove.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
That's what he does.
In California.
And
Why are
he'll-
you wearing gloves in this?
And he'll hand you a race card. Frank, Friendly Frank. He's great.
He
Yeah.
has the race card?
Yeah.
What is it, the king of clubs?
Sometimes more than that, you know?
I just want to find out I'm getting fucking Nat King Cole over here.
The King Kong of clubs.
By the way, Flight was fantastic with Denzel Washington. King Kong doesn't have anything on him.
That's right.
All right, so
Well done.
So she says,
You ain't from around here, are you, boy? That's not how it works here, she says.
"This is not how it works here." But I claim that this is how it works everywhere. Anything you can reach with your foot near the carriage, right? You can put into your carriage.
Yeah.
She picked up her pivot foot, went down an escalator. It's traveling. It's clear
Joey
traveling.
Crawford blew the whistle.
And
Too many steps.
yeah, and yeah, even the NBA would call that traveling.
Yeah. She's Anna Carey.
And a carry,
big carry on the way
and
back.
She brought back the skinny cows, and so she was wrong on both counts. And but here's the thing with the race card: would any of this happen had that been a black or Hispanic woman? No, I would not have.
I would have.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't care at all.
Oh,
I think that's.
I would have said to myself, "You're going to create a racial incident, and haven't these people suffered enough?"
Don't you watch Ghost Adventures? The poor Zach Baggins
Yes.
yelling at slave ghosts.
Yeah.
Show yourselves. The
Yeah.
slaves are like, "Look, man, we just learned to walk without shackles on our feet in
Yeah.
the ether."
Cut us some slack.
Yeah, why are you yelling at us? We could have had a lifetime of it, Zach. That was the best point of the whole show. Why is he yelling at slave ghosts? Leave him alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Had it been the plantation owner. Do you remember that commercial? Once you set foot on the bloaty plantation, you best set your mind to working.
No, what was that?
It was a commercial for some sort of historic site from the Civil War, and there was an actor who says, "Come on, boy, put your back into it." And then he says,
God.
once you set foot on the Bodie plantation, you best set your mind to working."
He's saying it to a woman carrying skinny cows. And she's like, and she just said, "Boy," like Michael on Good Times. Boy's a racially motivated word, mama.
Oh, Michael was a very interesting character.
Michael was like a little
on that
Malcolm
show.
X.
He was
No one else wanted any problems with anything, and Michael was like the go-getter.
But he
if
never
there's a
called out
black
JJ for being a sort of a minstrel character.
Yeah, he's like a buffoonish guy.
Yeah.
So if it's a black or Puerto Rican woman, you give her a pass.
Yeah.
But because it's a white woman, let's be honest, you're not expecting confrontation. Black and Hispanic woman in New York City, kind of money in the bank confrontation.
Yes, especially if they're working at Starbucks. Whenever I go into a Starbucks, there's always either two black women or two Hispanic women arguing that work there.
Behind the counter with each other?
Yes. I mean, it's good-natured and on the fun tip, but it's loud.
So how did this thing end with the skinny cow lady?
I was victorious. I got out before her.
You got to check out before she did.
Yeah. And then the only thing in retrospect, my therapist said it was good that I had asserted myself, and but in retrospect,
your hands are shaking as you're telling the story. Look at
coffee.
Davey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Davey Man's laptop's jiggling on the table because you're so nervous retelling the story.
Oh,
I think you're back at the moment.
maybe.
But so you won.
Yeah, I did win.
So it turned out to be fair.
Yeah,
And you got to your
caused some
appointment.
fairness, but I was a pariah at the Trader Joe's.
Sometimes you have to be a pariah, Gary.
Yeah.
You think Mike Brown of the Lakers was really that bad of a coach? They made him a pariah. You need to be a pariah.
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez probably isn't that bad.
No.
He's the pariah.
Yeah.
You were the guy. Now look, from now on, people know if you can touch it with your foot, you can stray from the cart to get it. That's where kids come in handy in the market. You'd be like, you tell the kid, hold on to the cart, and then you can get like 30 feet, and people just stare at your kid at the cart. They're totally freaked out that you left them there. And then you come back with your skinny cows. And you're like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, God, I thought you left. And you're like, no, I just went down the escalator to get skinny cows. So I wouldn't leave my kid. And they're like, okay, good. He'll go right ahead.
Yeah, here's another thing.
So you and Todd got to adopt young boys and girls and take them shopping.
Don't you feel had the person said, "Do you mind if I just go down there?" Nobody would argue with that. But she just
That's not how it works here.
She
Gary.
just felt entitled.
Well, Gary,
Yeah.
it looks like that's one skinny cow on the move. Wah! Fighting in the streets.
Wow, I like that. We could cut to commercial if there were commercials on that.
Yeah, there's no commercials here.
Move.
Gary Gullman has 2 CDs. All
and
around
I have
for
a special.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I have a special coming out on December 8th on Comedy Central at 10 p.m. And
I'm
it's
going to
called.
tweet the hell out of
it's
it.
called.
Everyone's going to retweet the
Really?
hell out of it. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
The Warriors.
And it's called. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
They're like the Gulkamaniacs.
Gulkamaniacs?
Yeah.
Not the same ring.
And then. And then it's called. I want to say this right. In this economy, that's what it's called.
And that. Oh, guacamole talk, I'm guessing.
A little bit. In this economy, where I talk about how I.
Who are these people? But you're doing it more like Riser. Who are these people?
Who are these people?
In this economy?
Yeah.
In this economy.
In this economy? In this economy.
You look like Balky from
Balky Bartakamos?
in your album cover, No Can Defend.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the strangest photo.
Whenever
of
I
you.
get headshots,
You're
people always
so
say, well, I don't like
handsome
this one.
in real life.
I say, you're not going to like any of them.
And in this one, you look like Psycho Mike Catherwood.
Yeah, that was taken with like a fisheye lens or something like that, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Where my
teeth.
nose incredibly.
There's a lot of weird, demonic, satanic.
It's a Star of David.
Oh, that's a Star of David. Sorry. And what are these devil
What did
horns?
I say?
What are these devil horns? What's this?
That's the Hebrew sign for life. That's Chai.
Oh, I have it upside down. I'm sorry. High, and that's a high, and that star. That's a star.
That's
Jewish Star of
Star of
David.
David.
Now, why is it called the Star of David?
I have no idea.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
No.
I thought we were gonna end on some big
I know
positive
Old Testament. I know
downwards.
Old Testament pretty well, but I don't know. I know it was King David, but I don't know where it came from. It's actually kind of a Zionist.
Good luck with him. Cutting babies in half.
That was Solomon.
Who's that?
Solomon, King Solomon.
You don't let me finish, Gullman, in all honesty. It's like when you watch the movie Q&A. That's all I got. Gary Gallman's Comedy Central